The wheel reveal. Everybody asks what the wheels look like on the car, and I haven't actually shown them. So here they are. This is the car almost complete. I don't know if it'll ever be 100% complete, but it's on the ground. It has wheels and tires mounted. The interior's almost done. Um, but the biggest thing that everybody wanted to see was what the actual look was of the car after the wheel and tire. So these are ESM, 18 by 8 wheels in the front, 18 by 11 wheels in the back, two. So there's going to be a little bit of adjustment, um, sort of a goof up on my part, or I think it's a goof up at least. The front tires are 245 40 18s, and the back tires are 235, sorry, 285 35 18s. So that puts the back tire, if I remember right, at a 25.9-inch overall diameter, top to bottom. The 245/40 is a 25.7-inch overall diameter. So we got 2/10 difference, which is a minimal difference, but we got 2/10 different of a sidewall shortage, which is what I wanted on purpose, because it drives me. I'm a stickler when it comes to tires, and it drives me crazy when the sidewall on the front is thicker than the sidewall on the rear. And it's not the case on this car. It's actually 2/10 shorter on the front, but I still think the front is a little chunky. And as a matter of fact, I've not lowered this car, and I really don't plan on lowering it. I love the way the back sets. I think it's perfect. I think there's just enough gap there. I think the stance is exactly the way I want it. The front, I, I would like it to be a quarter of an inch lower, um, but it's just not worth the effort for a minimal difference. And here's the other thing that I'm going to change that might make me happier. So as I said, the 245/40s that I picked, I thought I was making a good decision. And again, I think they're a little chunky for the front. When you go lock to lock on the car, there is a tiny bit of rubbing on the inner fender wells. Doesn't hurt anything. That's not a problem. But I'm going to actually take that 245/40 and change that to a 235/40. So having said that, the backs will stay 285/35 18s, and the fronts will go to a 235 40 18. So what's on there now is 25.7 overall diameter, and we're going to drop down to a 25.4 overall diameter. The back's still going to say 25.9. So give or take, you're looking at a half-inch difference from the back to the front when I'm done with it. And I think that'll also give me the little bit of clearance that I would prefer, to where it's not kissing the inner fender. And I think it may drop the front just a hair, just enough to where I'll be satisfied with it. And it won't make this sidewall look as chunky as it does right now. So these tires are Kenda KA20s. They are a 300, I think it's a 300 tread wear tire. Yeah, these, I've read some reviews. They got really good reviews. They're not an expensive tire. Honestly, the reason that I got them was because the first interest was, one, they're very reasonably priced. Two, the tread design is extremely aggressive, which is what I wanted. This car came with a 265 35 tire in the back on a 18 by 9 or 10-inch wheel. So like I said, we're on an 11-inch wheel now, with a 285/35, and I was concerned that the 285/35 on an 18x11 would look a little stretched. It doesn't, but and I actually like this look, and I think this look goes with more of the German Euro, even the GT350 cars, the Shelby GT350s. I can't recall the tire size that's on those cars, front and rear, but if you look at the car um, down the side at an angle, you'll notice that the tires actually, they're not stretched by any means, but they curve in a little bit. So in other words, the tire is not straight up and down with the wheel, and I'm learning to like that look. I actually like it. I'm not a fan of the stretch look, but I think that look suits certain cars, and it certainly suits this car. So that's the way the rear looks. Uh, it's got just a little bit of tuck or cup, however you want to say it, on these 285s. The front, they're straight up and down. So if we look at the car from like this angle, you've got the back tire and it sort of cups in, curves a little bit, and then you've got the front tire and it's straight up and down. So with the 235s going from the 245s, I think that's going to make it look more symmetrical, from a angle from the back to the front or from the front to the back. Also, it's going to lower it, 27, 25.7, 25.4, 3/10, 4/10 of an inch. Doesn't sound like a lot, and it's not. Sometimes that little bit will make all the difference in the world, or at least it does to me. The other thing, we'll have clearance issues that, well, it's not an issue, but just where it just barely kisses the inner fender, that should go away. And also, like I said, it should match the rear tire look a little bit better. Also, on the front right now, you're not going to be able to see it from this camera angle, but on the front, if you look at it from the front looking back, the front, I wanted it flush with the edge of the fender, and it's very flush. So is the back, but I think that I've got a 5mm spacer in the front. I think I'm going to take that off when I get the new tires mounted on the wheels. So it's going to be a little bit more of an inset, not much, but just a little bit more of an inset from the front compared to the back. Right now they're pretty spot on, and I thought I would like that look. After seeing it, I think the spacers need to come out. I think the tire size needs to come down just a hair, and I think we'll be where we need to be. The wheels, I'm really pleased with how they turned out. They are not all that of an expensive of a wheel, but they look like an expensive wheel. They're a one-piece wheel. They do have the simulated rivets to look like a pieced wheel, and I love the look. I love a pieced wheel, a two-piece, a three-piece wheel. I had a set of Simmons three-piece wheels for a Mustang many years ago. I never actually mounted them on the car. I got a little scared because three-piece wheels. Here's the thing with pieced wheels: leaks is an issue. If you have a problem with the wheel, again, you have to take all of the rivets or bolts out to disassemble the wheel. Everything's usually put together with some kind of silicone so it doesn't leak. It's just, they're a very cool look and they're a neat wheel, but I just rather have a one-piece wheel that looks like I want, keeps the cost down, and I'm okay with that. But here's sort of the finished product. Like I said, when the 235s get on there and get rid of the 245s, it's going to be a little bit shorter sidewall on the front. I think I'll be happier with that look. But this is pretty darn close to how the car is actually going to sit. And for a factory ride height car, I don't really think I want to mess with it because it's drivable. The car rides really well. It drives really well. Changing the springs or going to coilovers, I just don't think it's something that I want to do at this time. Um, I've mentioned the brand of the wheels, the size of the wheels, the tires. I think that kind of goes over the major stuff that I want to talk about on the car. Of course, we've got the yellow accents. The new, actually just put this on tonight, some small driven by detail stickers right in front of the rear wheels on both sides. We've got that actually matches the calipers. And then we've got the RCC on the back in yellow, and then the custom painted crest in the front with the yellow accents. If you've not seen that video, it's a pretty cool one to watch. Check that out. But obviously the theme is black and yellow. Hopefully you guys like the look as much as I do. There'll be a little bit more to come. Some small things coming to the car and kind of dialing everything in just the way that I want it. But this is the look. So I'm pleased with it. Feel free to give me your feedback in the comments. Tell me what you guys think, and we'll catch you on the next one.